Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigation 2 Prosecutor's Gambit, where we are trying to figure out where this burn mark is. It's got to be on his face, like just underneath his teeth. But he's got the beard, so that's kind of confusing me. But you can't, can you? That's nowhere to be found, just like your evidence that I'm the killer. So he's probably using the beard to hide the burn mark is my guess. But then how is it visible? Yeah, hunt for contradictions all you like. You won't find any, because he's my dad, a winner through and through.
I understand, Mr. Winner. I completely understand why you don't want to believe it's true. But if you ignore the truth now, you'll regret it for as long as you live.
Dad, what do I do? I just don't understand it. How could I have raised such an utter buffoon? If you really wish to help your father, Eustace, you can try thinking on your own for once in your life, you useless nitwit. But I try all the time, Dad. All I do is try. I went to the school you wanted me to go to. I aced every test. Look at my jacket. They only give these to the valedictorian, which I'm assuming he bought. I did everything you told me to. I worked like crazy and graduated top of my class. No, you didn't. I tried to be just like you and win as many trophies as I could. You really are just a simpering simpleton, aren't you? Those tests you ace, I had the school give you perfect scores on all of them. Those debate and speech competitions you won, the judges were all friends of mine. You never even realized that much. There's no hope for you, I'm afraid. None at all. You're no son of mine. Even you must see that. Oh, they're gonna make me feel bad for him. Ah! Oh, no, I'm gone. My own son. They all leave in the end. No, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Even when he was trying, he was failing. And he did it all for me. And he should have tried harder.
You're a disgrace. You don't deserve to be a father, and you certainly don't deserve to be a chairman of this committee.
Even I feel sorry for the boy now, you're right? Poor Mr. Winner. Explain yourself, Chairman Winner. Just what do you think your son is to treat him in such a way? Utterly useless pawn sounds about right. But sure one to talk, Verity. You tried to worm your way into my trust by using Eustace too. I cannot deny it. However, I have never thought of him as a mere pawn. He may not be naturally gifted prosecutor, but he tries. In some ways, he tries harder than anybody. That's what I've witnessed during my time with him. Yet you would call him useless. How could you? Okay. My respect for her has gone up quite a bit in the last few episodes, which I'm assuming was probably the point.
Objection!
Because he is Verity, my girl. He is utterly incapable of doing anything I ask of him. Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call her final judgment on to Excelsius Winner.
No, thank you, Your Honor. I've been more than ready to do so.
If the ringleader had a visible burn mark on their face that night, then it would follow that Chairman Winner is currently hiding that mark somehow. How exactly was he dressed during the auction? That will be the key to solving this case at last. Now then, your answer, please. Which piece of evidence will help us reveal the burn mark on the culprit's face? Boy. Yeah, we don't have that mask. We got here Miss Hart's picture. That doesn't help. Elevator blood. Blood was detected on the secret elevator. Ooh, I almost pressed the button to present that. Whoops. Through the floor below. Closed box. Box in which the killer hid the body. Traces of blood were detected inside. Blood found in the committee chamber. Was it placed there to hide the existence of the storeroom? Detailed murder case from 18 years ago. I see swap places with... What was this again? So wavy was not used. Is that it? Compared wigs. So the question is he wearing a wig right, like, or, like, basically is all that fake? That's kind of been where I've been going with this. I don't know that I have anything that does that better, because I don't have the mask. Yeah, that's his, okay.
Recall Nurse Needler's testimony, if you will. There was one thing we never quite resolved. The second wig, the one that wasn't used.
I seem to remember it being wavy. What are you two talking about?
And Nurse Needler apparently found some very interesting items when she went to swap places with the victim.
And what do they have to do with the burn mark?
What she found were two wigs. One was intended to make her look more like the victim. But what was the other one for?
I don't suppose it was meant to be a spare.
It doesn't take a huge leap of imagination to see the truth. Compare Chairman Winter's current appearance to that of the ringleaders as it was described to us.
Stop it. Stop staring at me.
One very prominent difference presents itself. His face, or rather what's around it.
I mean, it wasn't a wig after all?
Indeed, not a wig intended to go on the top of the head in any case. There was a fake beard all along, wasn't it, Excelsius Winter?
Oh, there it goes. This is all my own, dear boy. How very unkind of you to suggest otherwise.
We saw how your son reacted when he realized the truth, and how he desperately tried to cover for you, even in light of his realization. Yet you still feared that he might expose you. So rather than take that risk, you bullied him until he couldn't take it anymore. Because he knew that your beard hides a prominent burn mark. The Chairman Winter. I insist you remove your beard this instant.
Oh, there it goes. There it is, the burn mark. Mr. Edgeworth, for bringing evil to justice before the eyes of the goddess, you have my thanks.
No, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you.
Excelsius Winter, in the name of the goddess, I here pronounce my verdict. In the matter of the murder of Miss Rosie Ringer, this court finds you guilty. Mr. Edgeworth, I can't thank you enough. You never gave up on me, even when I gave up on myself. That was very kind of you.
There's no need to thank me. As a prosecutor. No, as a friend. It was the least I could do.
Mr. Edgeworth, rejoice. I learned that Chairman Winter has been safely delivered to the detention center. The search for the missing auction hammer continues. However, we are talking about Chairman Winter here, so it's highly likely that it has already been destroyed. In addition, there is one other matter I must inform you of. Oh boy. The chairman made a rather strange statement. According to him, the letters were not part of his plan.
What? How could that be?
With my plan, now we can both get what we want. He claims that he and Miss Needler found this letter on Miss Ringer's person. And that they then found a second letter on Kay's unconscious body. And the contents of the letter seemed to ones of correspondence. So left to the conclusion that they must have been working with each other. That's quite the conclusion to jump to. As he read the letters, that's when he came up with the idea to frame Miss Faraday for Miss Ringer's murder. So he decided to place the victims in a very conspicuous place. Namely, in her left chest pocket.
It sounds to me like he's just trying to make excuses for himself.
Yes, I certainly thought the same. Perhaps it was some sort of last-ditch ploy on his part. But it matters not. He will answer to the goddess now. And under her scrutiny, such strategies cannot hope to succeed. He will not escape justice. And with that, one of the duties with which I have been entrusted with is complete at last. Wait, what now?
The Judge Gavel. Before you go, can you tell us what you know about how Chairman Winter came to murder Miss Ringer? There's more there, isn't there?
Yes, I suppose you have earned the right to know the whole truth. Miss Ringer once had a lover, a press photographer. He was investigating the underground auctions as a freelance journalist. So that's what happened 12 years ago. Okay. Before he could uncover the truth behind the auctions, he was, disappeared. While Miss Ringer was left with memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winter, she made her appearance at the auction. Fortunately for her, her opponent struck first.
I see, so that's the story behind this case.
Or at least part of it. While the goddess does not condone acts of wanton vengeance, Miss Ringer's actions have exposed Chairman Winter's crimes at last. That was your real goal. You were tasked with exposing Excelsius Winter and the corruption at the heart of the committee. Does anyone know what happened to Mr. Winter? I'm afraid I haven't been able to get in touch with him. Do you have any idea why? Probably because I wasn't there for him just now when he needed me the most. Oh, I really feel bad for him. Well, don't pity him too much, at least he knows the truth now. No matter how hard it might be, he'll need to learn to accept it. If he can't, he'll never be able to move on with his life. Trust me.
The father's influence isn't easily erased, but in time he can hopefully try and change his ways.
You're right. You've got to be. Can I change too, I wonder? Can I move on with my life? You okay, Kay? How's that head feeling? I'm fine, thank you. Sorry, Kay, you were my patient. I had a responsibility to you, and instead I let them accuse you of... Ouch! Dang right, we ain't just in this business of fixing bodies, Missy. The mind's where it all begins. You're right, Grandma. Speaking of which, how's your memory? It's like, with a little more time, maybe I'll be able to remember some more. Please forgive me, but I'd better be on my way. I'm to preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit. Oh, yeah.
The Bronco Knight case, Who's the defense attorney?
Supposed to be Miss Ringer, but as she is no longer with us, we're still in the process of finding her replacement. Miss Ringer is scheduled to represent Warden Lagarde? And of course, until we find Eustace, there's nobody to act for the prosecution either. In any case, I must take my leave. Ah, wait, please! What about Mr. Edgeworth's badge? What's going to happen to it now? With this chairman under arrest, the committee's activities have been suspended for the time being. So to answer your question, it's complicated. Tell it to the goddess now. But...
Don't worry about it, Kay. It's a consequence of my own making.
I assume you do not mean to change your mind.
Of course not. I chose the path of the truth. I chose it willingly.
Chairman Winter out of the picture, justice is in the hands of the righteous once more. If you did wish to follow the path of the prosecutor again, Mr. Edgeworth, I would be more than happy to facilitate such a decision.
It's very kind of you to offer, but I can't accept your help at this time. I can't ask for my badge back when I'm not even sure if I want it anymore.
I see. It seems we are destined to continue on different paths then.
Well, I'll trust you'll keep my badge safe until they converge again.
With all I have. In the meantime, I have here a token of the goddess's mercy. We return this notebook to its rightful owner. Oh.
The Kay's Promise notebook.
Seems it was due to be sold in the auction, and with the name K written on its cover. Chairman Winter made the connection immediately and knew who it belonged to. It was the same name as the one in the letters, after all.
The letters he claimed to know nothing about. I suppose he insisted he didn't prepare them.
Yes, he also had something else to say. Apparently, he thought that Miss Faraday was after her notebook, and that Miss Ringer was after his life, and that their respective goals are what led them to cooperate and infiltrate the auction together.
Unfortunately for him, he misread the situation completely. It was all just happenstance. If Kay had known the defense attorney who was also a member of the committee, there's no way she wouldn't have told me. That just isn't like her.
Your belief in her is touching. While the notebook did become part of the Chairman Winter's cover-up scheme, it is also a treasured possession of Miss Faraday's, which is why I would like for her to have it back, as I'm sure with the goddess.
Thank you.
I pray that it helps her recover her lost memories. Is everything all right?
Judge Cavill wanted me to return something important to you.
Isn't that... Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Daddy, I wrote them all down, Daddy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep all my promises and be a real hero when I grow up, just like you. Oh, wait. I forgot to write one down. Most important promise of all. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. I remembered it just how you said it, and now I'll never forget it. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. That's right, I have to try. Yee. I'm Kay Faraday, the great thief who'll do anything to get her hands on the truth. Second Yatagarasu and assistant to Mr. Edgeworth. There we go.
Okay, isn't that really you?
Can't say I'm not a little bit embarrassed, but... Yeah, I'm back, and I couldn't have done it without you, Mr. Edgeworth. You never stopped helping me, even when I was totally lost and couldn't remember anything.
Oh, thank goodness, you certainly seem to be back.
Hey, so this is the real you, huh? Welcome back. It's so good to know you're better. I can sleep easy now. Now that you found it, don't you dare go losing that memory of yours again, young lady, you hear? Miss Ziegler, Dr. Hertz, thanks a lot for looking after me. And if you really are better, how about you get out of them danged hospital duds? Oh yeah, I washed all your clothes for you here.
I thought they were with Detective Gumshoe.
He handed them over to us after they came back from forensics.
Did he happen to mention if forensics found anything of note?
I didn't ask. Anyway, never mind that now. Put them on, Kay. I want to see.
Wait, what about her bandages? Surely it's too soon to remove them.
Oh, it's probably fine. She may have taken a big old bump to the head, but she wasn't really hurt otherwise.
But then why all the bandages in the first place?
Prevention is better than cure. A stitch in time saves 9. Those are just a few of my mottos. Both of which sound like painfully annoying practices for your patients. Okay, Kay, transformation time. Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Fits like a stolen glove. Wait, what? The smell suits you better too. As it always did. Thanks to you too, Miss Von Karma. I'm so glad you showed up when you did. I simply came when Scruffy asked me to. I'm sure he'll be very happy to see that you're back to your old self too. Speaking of Gummy, where is he? Who knows? Perhaps the well of his devotion ran dry when a certain someone threw away his badge. Type of Gumshoe. Anyway, I have to be going, and I'll be taking those two with me. Wait, what's going to happen to them? Hacking as an accomplice in a murder and forging an autopsy report 18 years ago, their crimes can't be allowed to go unpunished. But the fact that Excelsius Winter coerced them into cooperating will of course be taken into account. Don't you worry about us, Kay. As long as Grandma and me are together, we'll be alright. Take care, Kay Faraday, until we meet again.
So, Kay, I know you only just got your memory back, but I need to ask you some questions.
Sure, ask away.
What happened the day you lost your memory? What were you doing?
Let's see, somebody asked me to meet them at Gourd Lake. But I didn't know who it was. So there I was just looking up at the moon when somebody in a red raincoat started walking toward me. They must have drugged me somehow because that's when I fell unconscious.
What?
Not sure I follow. Kay was at Gourd Lake looking up at the moon. Anyway, when I came to, I was on the roof of this building. I was in a daze and stumbling around up there when I saw the person in the red raincoat again, but they were lying on the ground. I was so surprised I stumbled backward. And then I was falling and everything went dark. When I came to the second time, I couldn't remember anything. The person in the red raincoat. Who in the world were they? I'm sure they were walking in midair. Thinking about it's making my head hurt.
Just breathe, Kay. You only just got your memory back. You're still confused. I imagine the root cause of your confusion is
the memories of 2 different places.
I imagine things are all mixed up in your mind because you were at Gourd Lake one minute and then at the top of the big building the next. Because you saw the moon in both locations, your mind blended your memories of the 2 together.
But those are 2 totally different places. I know I was pretty out of it, but I don't think I could have gotten them confused that easily.
I believe these things on the roof may have made you more likely to become confused.
What's this, right?
Take that!
There are 2 key similarities between the scene down by Gourd Lake and here on top of the big building. Cherry blossoms and food stands.
Wait, you're right.
Those similarities are what caused your memories of both places to overlap. The person in the red raincoat wasn't walking in midair. They were walking towards you from across the park. But in your blurry memories, that same sight played out over the viewing platform instead.
No way. Who steals a great thief's memories, huh? That's just cheating. Even still, that doesn't answer the question of who attacked Kay in the park. Was it the person in the red raincoat she saw?
Do you hear that?
It sounds like it's coming from up in the storeroom. Come on, let's go take a look. Hooey, I smell another scoop in the offing. You're still here? Here we go. 51st floor, storeroom. Getting tense. Oh, there it is. It's coming from this little gadget here, Mr. Edgeworth. This transceiver. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. Hey, it's still going. But I'm no good with technology. Come on, you have to pick it up. Fine, I'll do it. Hey, this is Edgeworth.
Okay, if you could refrain from answering strange calls for me.
Mr. Edgeworth, I presume. I know that voice. I was right! Shelley to killer! Congratulations on another case solved. Yet I can't truly say it's been fully resolved, can you? I'm sure you've noticed by now that there was a mastermind at work orchestrating the entire incident.
How do you even know about this case?
That's not what's important right now. Let's focus on this certain individual for the time being, shall we?
I have indeed been wondering myself if somebody else could have been involved. If not, how are we to explain the piece of evidence that proved so damning to Kay's case?
No way, an evil mastermind, but who? Indeed, perhaps you could share your thoughts. What is the evidence in question that points to somebody else's involvement? This one. Right?
Take that!
This right here proves that somebody else was behind all this.
Sorry, I don't get it. Sadly, neither do I. Wait, what? No.
That wasn't it.
There's one clearly suspicious piece of evidence. What was it? I thought it was... Well, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, is that the wrong letter?
Oops.
It was never resolved.
The letter K supposedly wrote to the victim.
Yeah, that was the wrong letter. Whoops. Yeah, I don't remember ever writing that. So who did? And who would prepare such a thing? I know I'm not the only one who would like to know.
How do we know it wasn't you?
Why would I do a thing like that, I believe the truth can only fully come to light in a court of law. But since you've had your badge revoked, that is no longer an option. So how will it all end? I, for one, will be watching from the sidelines with interest. Who knows about my badge? Oh, and one last thing. I do hope you won't betray my trust in you. Now, I bid you farewell. What the heck did he mean by the case hasn't been fully resolved? And why is he so interested in us anyway? Everything's just one giant ball of mysteries. Seems we've only scratched the surface of this case, but even without my badge, I'm going to carry on doing what I can. However this ends, one thing's for certain. Come what may, I will expose the truth. A turnabout forsaken. We did it! All right, we'll call it an episode here. I guess we've got a little bit more to go. I'm not at all disappointed about that, actually. Because, yeah, it did seem like there were some things that weren't quite resolved, but that was neat. That was a neat case. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.